Call of Duty has a problem, and it might not seem that way when you see headlines like Modern Warfare 2 is the fastest selling Call of Duty ever, because without fail, Call of Duty still sells incredibly well every single year. Even when it's one of the weaker entries in the series, like 2021's Call of Duty Vanguard, it still holds its spot as the top selling game of the year without fail. When you look at the high-level view, it makes sense. The majority of Call of Duty players aren't staying tuned in to the latest releases and testing out new FPS games like the space shooter Boundary or this year's Atomic Heart. Just like annualized sports games like Madden or NBA 2K, players around the world pick up the latest Call of Duty every year, not because they expect something inherently fresh and new, but because it's something familiar with just a slight twist. Now, unfortunately, those slight twists that made each game stand out from the last have faded more and more through the years, and ahead of this year's launch of Modern Warfare 3 in November, the game's open beta is live, and it's giving players across platforms the chance to dive into the action and see what's up. Now, I'm talking about multiplayer, but let's not forget about the campaigns, because Call of Duty is known for its high-octane campaigns that are packed with Michael Bay-esque explosions, these tense stealth moments, and very impressive visuals, especially in recent years thanks to the newest consoles. And for some players, that 8 to 10 hour annual campaign is more than enough to justify dishing out $70. But for many players, the real value of a new Call of Duty game comes in the multiplayer experience that can bring hundreds, even thousands of hours of entertainment solo or if you're playing with friends. Looking objectively at the main multiplayer experience, Modern Warfare 3 is bringing less net new content compared to any other game that's come before it. Instead, it's betting big on players' nostalgia for a simpler time, both in the Call of Duty franchise and in their own personal lives when they played the game as a kid. Throughout the series' rise to fame in the 2000s and 2010s, every Call of Duty generally brought something new and fresh to the table, like when 2009's Modern Warfare 2 was followed up by 2010's Call of Duty Black Ops. Sure, it was the same game experience at its core, a military first-person shooter, but with new maps, new guns, and a focus on Vietnam-era aesthetics, it did feel like a big shift that was worthy of $60. Now let's jump to Modern Warfare 3. Players are coming off of last year's Modern Warfare 2, a game featuring the same characters in the same era and many of the same weapons to pick from. Even then, Modern Warfare 3 takes recycled content to another level. There isn't a single new map in this game at launch. At all. Period. Every map in Modern Warfare 3 is a remade map from 2009's Modern Warfare 2, which is not to be confused with last year's Modern Warfare 2, and that itself paints a picture of just how recycled this franchise has become. As a guy who grew up playing the original Modern Warfare 2, I'd be lying if I said I didn't see the excitement in these maps returning. Estate, Favela, High Rise, Afghan, Terminal, these maps are all a part of millions of 20-somethings and 30-somethings players' core gaming memories as kids, and Activision Blizzard knows this. Sure, these maps have some slight reworks to make them fit the mold of the speed of newer Call of Duty games, but at their core they are the exact same maps that players had their hands on 14 years ago without bringing anything new or original to the table. And people on YouTube are fully aware of what's going on. Scattered in the comments section of the game's beta trailer are users calling Modern Warfare 3 an update or DLC rather than a truly new game. And they aren't wrong, but ultimately value is in the eye of the beholder. For some people, a new campaign featuring Task Force 141, slight gameplay updates, remastered iconic maps, and Modern Warfare's first foray into the Zombies game mode all make this year's game worth $70. But for others, Modern Warfare 3 might end up feeling like more of a nostalgia-fueled cash grab that's betting on older players' fond memories of Captain Price and Soap McTavish hunting down Makarov in the original Modern Warfare 2 campaign, and 1v1s on Rust after class in high school. No matter what camp you might find yourself in, there is no doubt that this year's game is going to be one of the most popular entries in the franchise, and very well could break last year's record to become the fastest selling game in the franchise, all fueled by those classic Call of Duty kids that are holding on to what the game used to be now in their mid-30s. Even with complaints about a lack of brand new content and claims that this year's game is just a big DLC for Modern Warfare 2, there is no way that Activision Blizzard is changing course anytime soon, with the franchise continuing to make more money than even they know what to do with. And if you're enjoying the beta and are excited about Modern Warfare 3, more power to you. I hope this year's game gives you plenty of enjoyment in exchange for the hard-earned cash you spend on it, but I can't help but think about how great it would be to see a new Call of Duty that successfully delivers on bringing new maps that could grow to be just as iconic in 15 years as Rust and Derail from the original Modern Warfare 2 are today. The takeaway here is that betting big on nostalgia sells. It is going to be a very popular game, but it's also an easy way to hold a franchise back from innovating and becoming even greater than it already was. As always, thanks for taking the time to tune in. If you enjoyed this video and you're new here, hit that subscribe button over on YouTube to get gaming news shorts throughout the week and these videos every Sunday. But until next time, you have a good one and keep on playing.